Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries Channel. There's never a truly calm day when it comes to Jimin and Jungkook. There's something about their relationship, whether it's the chemistry, the little habits, the way they look at each other, or the unexpected moments that always make ARMY wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. And that night, everything felt a lot more intense than usual. It was a night when Jungkook barely slept, and one incident before the live made it all even more mysterious. When Jungkook appeared on screen with slightly puffy eyes, messy hair like someone who hadn't slept, and an expression that somehow looked a mix of tiredness, happiness, and something else inexplicable, ARMY was in an uproar. Comments poured in. "Kook, you didn't sleep, huh? Why does Jungkook look so tired? Where did you just come from?" But one comment stuck out the most. Who made Jungkook do that before the live? Before the live, fans knew Jungkook had disappeared for a few hours. No posts, no updates, no trace. It was as if he'd been off the radar for a while. But what made fans even more suspicious were the small signs that appeared during the live. The way he smiled to himself, the way he looked away when asked a question, the nervous reaction he had when ARMY started asking if he'd been with someone that night. Jungkook seemed to be trying very hard to keep his expression steady, but his eyes couldn't lie. Jungkook looked like someone who had just returned from an important meeting. Not a work meeting, not practice, but someone. And who was that person? ARMY immediately began connecting the dots. And it all came back to the one name that always seemed to be at the center of those subtle signs. Park Jimin. While Jungkook appeared strangely tired yet happy, Jimin also appeared suspicious. His skin looked unnaturally glowing for someone who claimed to go to bed early. His eyes looked like he'd been laughing for a long time. His voice sounded slightly hoarse when he finally updated. It was as if he, too, had just been through something intense. ARMY immediately whispered, "They've met! Huh!" And the longer the live went on, the stronger that suspicion became. When Jungkook accidentally touched his neck, as if in a reflexive motion to cover something, Fandom detectives froze. There was a slight redness, like a pressure mark, which Jungkook quickly covered with his hand. And when he realized the camera was capturing him, he simply chuckled and looked down, saying, "I'm tired. I couldn't sleep last night." But was that really the case? Or was there someone making him unsleepable? And this is where Jikook's speculation grew wild. The timing of their updates was very close. They both disappeared from radar at the same time, and reappeared at almost the same minute. Many fans noticed that the location of the sounds behind Jimin's updates that night sounded very similar to the sounds in the room where Jungkook usually lives. Small background sounds like the sound of the air conditioner, the echo of the room's reflections, and even the slight vibrations on the table sounded all too familiar. Even more surprising, Jimin was seen wearing a black hoodie that closely resembled Jungkook's. Fans suspected it was the same hoodie because the stitching pattern was identical. And of course, Jimin was notorious for using Jungkook's things without permission, and Jungkook never objected. That night felt like a secret between them. And Jungkook, with the way he spoke, kept dropping subtle hints. His expression softened when he read comments mentioning Jimin. His smile appeared every time ARMY asked if he was alone. Even when he drank water and looked like he was trying to regain his energy, there was a sense of exhaustion, but happiness. The kind of happiness that couldn't be faked. Every little detail in that live made ARMY believe something was going on before Jungkook hit the start live button. And it seemed like something intense. Something that kept him awake. Something that made him appear on camera with such energy. When he finally explained that he couldn't sleep because he was thinking about a lot of things, the words felt like they had a double meaning. It was like he wanted to say more, but held back. And the moment he paused, looked at the screen, then looked down with a small smile, ARMY were all over again. That smile wasn't an ordinary smile. It was the smile of someone keeping a sweet secret about someone. Meanwhile, Jimin also looked very unusual the next day. He posted a photo with a very ambiguous caption. "Last night was fun. That was it. No context. No explanation." And that was enough to turn the entire fandom into detectives.
쟤는 뭐하냐?
Fans started comparing the posting times. They started analyzing the weather, the lighting, the background. They started looking for small clues, like whether the pillow behind Jimin looked the same as the one at Jungkook's house. And the longer it went on, the more things seemed to make sense, the stronger the suspicion that they were actually together that night. Did they meet secretly? Was Jimin the someone who kept Jungkook up at night? Did they have a long conversation? Or was it something more? No one really knows. But the entire energy of that night felt like two people connected in a way only they understood. This wasn't just a coincidence, not just an ordinary moment. Too many signs, too much alignment, too many coincidences happening simultaneously. And what was most striking was Jungkook's aura. There was a strange warmth in the way he answered ARMY's questions. His eyes seemed to hold something that made him smile all night, like someone had just refilled their hearts with something soft and loving. In the end, ARMY concluded one thing. That night was no ordinary night. It was a night that Jungkook could barely sleep. And the one person who always managed to make him feel that way was Park Jimin. Was it a secret meeting? Were they spending time together? Was there something deeper than what was being shown? One thing was for sure, that night was a night that shook the entire fandom. The night when Jikook once again showed that their connection couldn't be hidden, no matter how subtle they tried. And when Jungkook ended the live with a soft smile, ARMY knew there was someone who made him feel that way. Someone close, someone special. And for ARMY who have followed Jikook's journey from the beginning, we all know who that someone is. Thank you for watching Jikook Diaries today. I hope you enjoyed every detail, every analysis, and every little moment we discussed together. The world of Jikook never ceases to surprise us, and we will continue to follow it all without missing a single detail. Don't forget to like this video if you found it entertaining, leave a comment with your theories, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next Jikook update. Every bit of your support means a lot to this channel. See you in the next video, ARMY. Stay loving, stay curious, and as always, this is Jikook Diaries signing out.